Hello guys, welcome to my next live stream. Today we are drawing our next Halloween prompt, which is vampire. So the previous one we did was my little familiar for the witch. So today we've moved on. We are now going to tackle the vampire prompt. So I hope you can join me and enjoy sketching alongside me. MB Awesomeo, hello, how are you? How are you doing? I've just started my little vampire over here, so we're going to make some progress. Hopefully we'll finish her. But I have a feeling it might get a little bit too late for me, so I might have to clock off and finish her tomorrow. Please do let me know if the music is too loud. Not sure how to turn it up because apparently people couldn't hear it before, so just let me know if it's too loud now. MB Awesomeo, I am good, just doing a drawing of a witch myself. Oh, that's so awesome! I'd love to see it. If you do want me to have a look at it, you can post it on Instagram and tag it with hashtag #drawwithneka. And if you like, I can share it in my Instagram stories as well, but I'd love to have a look. You can either post it on our Discord server or just tag me on Instagram, and I'll definitely love to have a look. Are you doing the Drawlloween prompts as well? I know there's quite a few people who are joining in on those. It's definitely a lot of fun. MB Awesomeo, yeah, you are, okay. Well, I look forward to seeing everything you post. It's good to start early, because it does get quite intense and it's impossible to keep up if you don't start early as soon as life starts getting in the way as well. Have you done any of the other prompts yet? So I'm not sure what my favorite one will be, but yeah, I definitely enjoy doing the alien every year. So it's always one of my top favorites. But yeah, we'll see. So far this year, I've really enjoyed doing the piglet familiar that I did yesterday. It's been my favorite one, but I guess you won't know till you get to the end which one you like drawing best. And obviously, you're gonna have a favorite prompt, but it doesn't mean that's the one that you're going to enjoy drawing the most. So I've given my little vampire a bit of an exotic hairstyle. She's quite daring with her quirky fringe. So we'll see how that goes. There's this artist I follow that actually has a fringe like this. Her Instagram account is Heather Mailer Art, and she does some pretty awesome stuff. She recently did a live stream on Instagram as well with another artist, and I really enjoyed watching that. This is fun seeing how artists chill out and enjoy each other's work, enjoy drawing together. I really miss getting together with my art friends and just having some awesome drawing sessions together. It's really awesome. MB Awesomeo, not yet, just been busy with other things lately. Yeah, that does make sense. So you've started at the Witch prompt. Is that because you're doing the shorter list that Mer posted, or are you going to do the full list and just starting here and there and everywhere? Because I know some people are only going to do the partial list. For me, I think the thing I want to challenge myself with most is just drawing more consistently, and so I really wanted to do the full Drawlloween list, but possibly another year when I'm doing something more like trying to improve my challenging compositions, I'll try and do one of her shorter lists, but we'll see. For now, I just want to give this a go, see how far I get. What are some of your favorite artists that you look forward to seeing doing this challenge every year? Definitely think I need to give her a bit of a tighter sleeve set, just so it makes a bit more sense with the loose bits coming out of it. This is a bit baggy and I don't think it's really going to make a lot of sense, so I'll fix that up and work on something different. Something a little bit tighter. Murders, hello Wello. I'll be lurking in the start a bit, but just wanted to notify I am here, being invisible at that time. That's okay, don't worry about that. You've been making a bunch of my streams lately, so it's totally fine. I don't know if I'll be able to finish this full one today anyway, so we'll see how she goes. But yeah. I really love drawing hands. Surprisingly, like, a lot of people despise it, but for me it's absolutely one of my favorite parts of drawing a character. I can't wait to, you know, because you can add so much expression in the hands as well. It's definitely one of my favorite parts, but doesn't mean they're not ever challenging. They obviously have their own sets of issues to deal with at times, but yeah, I just love them. So yeah, tomorrow we will be definitely starting the next one. I'll quickly have a look and see what that one would be. So we're up to Vampire at the moment, and the next one in line that I'm going to be doing, so I'll skip one, but I'm going to be doing Gorgon. So I have to figure out what they look like because I haven't ever drawn one. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Last year for my cryptid one, I drew a Mothman, and I really enjoyed doing that. I'm going to give her a bit of a hand sleeve here. Have her sleeve extend all the way into her hand. Hopefully it makes sense. If I don't like it, I can always change it later, but we actually got a Christmas song playing. There we go. So I'm not sure, I want to add some more detail to her chest area, but I'm not quite sure what I want to do. So I'll just have a look at some styles that you can get and figure out if any of those would suit her. Because I'm not seeing a lot that really feels like it would work with her dress, because I want it to be a little bit like a daily, you know, everyday wear dress and not a costume. But it doesn't look like there's anything that will really work with what I've got here. So I might just have to come up with my own thing. Actually, don't think I'm gonna do the sleeve because it ruins the hand a little. So we'll remove that and just keep it with the straightforward sleeve that we've got. When I was a kid, I always used to have a fringe, and then I got to a point where I hated the fringe because it was just so impossible to maintain. But I always ended up missing one, so... But yeah, I definitely love to experiment with a cool fringe like hers. I think it's awesome. Murders. Wait, no pigster on this one. No, we've moved on from the pigs. This one is a vampire, so we're now doing I think we're on the 6th one, that if I can remember correctly. But yeah, so no more piggies. But yeah, piggies will be drawn again. Don't worry, we won't leave them forever. Just temporarily moving on to vampires now. Murders, what about a pig vampire? Well, unfortunately she's playing with her bat marionette, so we're not going to be having any piggies, unfortunately. But I will definitely be doing a lot more piggies in the future, so don't worry. The pigs are coming back. They're not leaving us. I will definitely not be able to say goodbye to pigs in general, so... And I think during those couple of piggies has just piqued my interest in drawing them even more. So, as I said, I was gonna work on a series of them anyway. So we'll be seeing a lot more piggies in the future. Murders, episode 3, Return of the Pigs. Exactly. The pigs will never leave us. But yeah, I'm gonna have a large variety of different characters coming in Drawlloween, so I definitely am excited to push a little bit more variety this year. I need to have a look at some good vampire movies. I haven't really watched any in a very long time. I don't think I've actually watched any good vampire movies, really. So yeah, I need to do some googling. Do some googling and figure out what a good one would be. If you have any suggestions, I'm definitely game to try them out. Has our music stopped? Yes, it just decided to stop all on its own. So, finished off my client work earlier. Wasn't expecting to be able to finish it that quickly. I thought it was gonna take me all evening, so I'm super happy that I got that out of the way, and I'm able to try and push out another drawing tonight. It's super nice. But yeah, can't always know how long something's gonna take you. You can sort of estimate, but you don't really know for sure. Murders. I don't really watch movies, so sadly can't give any suggestions. I only read my eyesight away. Okay. Well, sometimes they make really good movies from books, so if you have any good books, I can try and see if they've made movies out of those. Unfortunately, I don't have a whole lot of time to read. I love to read, but I tend to only have patience for children's picture books anyway, so there's that side of it. And then also, it's very time consuming to read a book, but I love books, obviously, else I wouldn't try and be an illustrator, I guess. But yeah, they do say that in the book industry, most publishers are actually moving away from using illustrators for adult books as well, mostly because I think they feel like the abstract covers tend to sell better. I'm not sure why, but yeah, they feel like the less they give away of the visuals of a book, the better it will sell. And I've heard from my sister, when she reads a book, she doesn't like it sort of explaining too much of the visuals away. She likes being able to make up her own idea of what things look like in the story. So, I personally like when I can see illustrations, but I guess everyone has their own way of wanting to enjoy things, I suppose. Murders. I don't know if a book has a movie adaptation if I don't watch those. Haha. Okay, that's alright. I'm sure someone will come along with some good vampire movie suggestions for me. We'll see. We'll have to ask everybody that comes on if they have good suggestions. I'm just trying to fade her face a little bit. I find that using the sharp lines is usually worse than using my blender to help create the face shape, so I tend to prefer this method. I'm just creating softer lines instead of the harsh lines that the pencil does. Sometimes I want the harsher lines though, but for now we want her to look nice and smooth. For some reason, I don't know why, but she's making me think of this movie I watched recently about I think it's, I can't remember the name at the moment, to be honest. Once again, our music has decided to just leave us. Or no, it's just gone quiet. Not sure why it did that, but... So this song is called Weekends in Tatooine. Is that like some kind of Star Wars rendition with unicorns? Because the creator is called Unicorn Heads, and who knows? But anyway, as I was saying, this drawing is making me think of a movie I watched with my brother, and the movie is about a bride. I remember the name now. It's called Ready or Not. So it's about a bride, and she gets married, and she is required to play this game. And the game requires you to draw a certain set of cards. And if you happen to draw this one set of cards, the whole family has to essentially play this one game. And so this game means that everybody has to hunt, essentially, the bride. And will ultimately kill her. If they don't kill her, they all die by midnight. So it's a really horrifying and gory story, but it's actually a comedy. So it doesn't end up being super terrifying. It's not like it's suspenseful or anything like that. But yeah, I thought it was really funny. I liked it. Unlike, so some movies tend to be extremely, suspenseful, but this one was definitely not one of those. But yeah, so even her groom ends up betraying her, which is hilarious, so bit of a loser. He does help her a little, but then he sort of betrays her and sticks to the family tradition. But yeah, for a large part of the movie, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know if it's real or are they actually gonna die, or are they just like believing in this weird fate or whatever? And yeah. So I won't spoil the end because obviously people need to enjoy that for themselves. But yeah, I really liked it. Murders, manslaughter, the bride. Yes, exactly. But yeah, it's a really cool one. You've seen the trailer, have you? Well, I think the trailer, yeah, I don't think the trailer is very telling about what really happens, so it's worth a watch. I can't think of any other. Another good movie that I did enjoy recently. I'm trying to think of the name now. It's got that actor in from The Mentalist that plays the detective that tries to find Patrick Jane, but I can't remember his name. He's not very well known, but he's a really good actor, especially in the role that he was in this one. I think. Let me just Google it. I think it was called Identity, if I'm correct. Just Google and see. Yes. So the movie is called Identity, and it's I think it's a thriller, a psychological thriller or mystery, but it's really cool. And it's got so many twists. You don't know what's going to happen. You don't know what is happening, and I really like that in movies as well. So yeah, it's awesome. So it's definitely one of my up there ones that I've recently watched. It's hard to find, good movies that you don't know what to expect from and everything. So I watched this other horror movie called The Babadook some time ago, and it was super terrifying. Well, not super, but quite terrifying until a point where you literally understood what was happening. And so from that point onward, the whole thing just became nothing because you knew what was going on. Which it does suck as soon as you realize that, but Murders. I was forced to watch most of the paranormal movies during summer with friends. Those were weird. Okay, I haven't seen those, so I wouldn't know. Murders. Every single movie was the same movie mostly. It's like the series was just on repeat button. Oh, well, that sucks. That's awful. You don't want a series to feel like if you've seen one, you've seen them all. I kind of feel like that about Transformers. You've seen one, you kind of saw them all. I mean, it's just, I know they're good movies, but they're just not my thing, I guess. A lot of money goes into them as well, all those visual effects and everything. But yes, definitely not for me. I like something with, I guess, a bit more intrigue and mystery added to it. Yeah. A movie I found really scary was Annihilation. Apparently it's not scary to most people, but I thought that it was quite scary. Because everything in the whole planet just starts mutating and turns into different things, and there's this super scary bear creature as well. I do think they were really creative with that, but yeah, it's... So how did your walk end up being earlier, Murders? Everyone was disappearing on me earlier, going on exercise runs, and there was little old me sitting and doing some drawing, failing to do my own exercise. So you all left me in the dark, feeling guilty. Murders was nice. No rain, luckily, during that. Well, that's good. You were worried it was gonna rain. Thankfully, it didn't. I always love adding shine to their noses. It's one of my favorite parts. It's so funny how the more you try, the more you add detail to a drawing, the more, the easier it becomes to understand the character's shape and everything. As long as you don't obviously make any mistakes along the way, it does. I just find that it tends to become easier and easier. If I'm not mistaken, I think there's a vampire movie called Nosferatu. Yes, that's a vampire movie. So that one is from 1922. I actually need to watch that one. So I've watched a little bit of Frankenstein, but I haven't watched the whole thing through. But I need to watch some of those horror classics. Familiarize myself with them. Okay, some of the detail in her contrast is coming out now, so try and smooth out the lines of her face a tad. Murder's been quite productive today too. Done 2 little drawings and such. Wow, you've been amazing. You're beating me. I mean, and in less time. Oh yeah, that's all. That's one I know of. Didn't think of that one before. So if you've watched it, what would you say was your experience of it? Do you like it? Do you think it's worth a watch? I mean, obviously it is quite old, so you have to understand that, you can't compare it with newer stuff. But I do find some of those old films can be quite, quite creative as well, so. I wish I had a dress like hers. It's so epic. With my own little bat wings and everything. Murders, it was okay. The character design from there is iconic. Okay. I think I've seen a couple of artists draw him. Is it just the sort of boldness and the wacky eyebrows? Murders, mannerism too. Okay, so I guess I'll have to watch it to understand that properly then. I'm hoping after this Drawlloween I'll get a lot faster at pushing out concepts, you know, more quickly as well, and yeah, just speed up in general. That would be good. Definitely gotta try and hone your skills. Made this side a little bit too short, so I'll just extend that back out. There we go. I used to have this, I still have them, this marionette when I was a kid. And it was an emu one, and I loved it so much. Still love it. He was always getting tangled, super wobbly and everything, but I loved him. I love marionettes. I think one of the prompts that we're going to have this Drawlloween is puppet, so murders. I'll be back to work more. I'll be hopping on and off computer for a bit as I have to do some chores, so I'll be taking a peek at times. Okay, that's all good. You get your housework done and just pop in when you can. That's all right. So just adding some fluff to her little bat friend over here. Hopefully he can get a little bit more going. So I haven't quite thought through how I'm gonna do his mechanics just yet. I'm sure I'll figure out something that works well. That was such an important part of drawing, is to understand how the anatomy of something works, so you can't skimp on that at all. You don't have to always have a plan going ahead with everything. Sometimes you just gotta go with your intuition and see how it goes. Yeah, I'd definitely love to build my own little bat marionette, that's for sure. Seems like a whole heap of fun. Love to have one. Trying to figure out where that lighting is coming from once again. It looks like it's coming from her top right side, top left side. So make sure to keep that in mind. Not sure what I want to do for her little bat friend's eyes. So he does actually sort of seem to look like a bit of a piggy. I guess I'm really struggling to get away from all the piggies I've drawn lately. 2 days in a row now that we've drawn pigs. So this is the first one that's different. And I can definitely see a little bit of pig coming out in our buddy friend. But that's okay. They do have some resemblance, some of them. So it's not too odd. So just try and shade that wing on the other side a little darker so you know what's in the front. And I think I need to straighten this one out a little more. No, I think it's still a tad too close to the other one. So I'll just remove that a little. Do let me know if the music is a bit loud, guys. I did just try and turn it down a notch because I think this song is slightly louder than the rest. But hopefully you guys can all still hear me and it's not too quiet. We don't want everything going all mute. There we go. So she's just holding her little buddy friend over here. Gonna make sure it looks like her finger goes through. So I'll just remove some of that. Makes a bit more sense. She's really enjoying creeping around, playing with her little marionette. I'm really enjoying drawing her. Gotta give his little wings some more detail. fix up those lines. Gonna make him a little more fluffy so that you can really see that texture coming through. There we go. Now we've got her little bit buddy friend, a little more developed. Still not quite sure what I want to do with the dress, because it just feels like it, yeah, like the flowing doesn't make a lot of sense at the moment, so I'll have to figure out what I'm doing with regards to that. Going to remove a bit of that so her hand makes a bit more sense as well. Also will happen to help with the issue of her arm being a bit long. So just lift it up and quickly have a look. It's not too bad at the moment. This song definitely makes me think of Avril. One of her songs has the same sort of intro tempo. Can't think of the one at the moment, but there we go. As soon as you start adding in that, you know, that the flow of the dress, it definitely starts taking shape a little better. I think that's what the issue is. It just doesn't, it's just not flowing in a natural way, and that's what I need to fix. So hopefully soon it's going to look a whole lot better. She's gonna be a super happy little vampire once she's done. Gotta make sure. I think I had my first experience drawing a veiled piece of fabric last year with my I think it was it was my own prompt that I made. I think it was La Llorona, if I'm saying that correctly. Sorry to everybody here who's Spanish. If I'm not saying it correctly, you're welcome to let me know. But yeah, so it was my first experience drawing a veiled piece of cloth, and it's definitely nice when you've had a prior experience doing something. It makes it a whole lot easier the next time around when you're attempting to attempting to tackle it. Hopefully she's becoming a little bit more obvious, not as much faint lines. Definitely helps make it more visible on the stream. Just trying to add a bunch of folds to her dress. It's definitely getting very flowy. I like that. Totally being envious of her dress at the moment. It's gorgeous. Fortunately, it's not real. Although it's debatable what reality really is. Just adding a little bit of lace to her collar over here, so we can get that gothic vibe going a bit better. I'm a huge fan of gothic fashion. Totally wish I could get the Merc in my store printed on actual gothic design clothes, but it's too bad you can't. It's all just modern stuff. But hey, you can decorate it as much as possible, make it gothic, so. I think my clothes keep getting latched onto the clasps on my sketchbook for some reason. Now it's getting a whole lot easier to work with the folds on her dress now that I have the shapes established a little better. Definitely not as difficult at the moment. I'm super excited to start the next Drawlloween prompt as well tomorrow. Still got a bunch of client work to finish up, and then I should be able to get around to it, but we'll see. Definitely, you can never know how a day is going to go when you're freelancing. Anything can really happen, you know. The worst is when all your clients call you up and want you all at once, and you're just one person. You can't really attend to everything, and you have to do your best to accommodate to that. But Vinero, hello, welcome back. I'm so glad you've popped by. How has the rest of your day been? I've just started my next sketch in for Drawlloween. So this one is the vampire prompt, and I've decided to draw a little vampire and her bat marionette. So yeah, we're getting you know, well into our way of getting the rest of Drawlloween done. I'm very happy with the progress I've made. Hopefully if I get ahead enough, I can try and color a lot of them before Drawlloween, but we'll see. I might be super busy then, so don't really know how that's going to go. We'll have to see. There we go. I just want to make those recede a little more so you know that they are pointing into the other direction. But yeah. Vinero, how was your day? My day was really good. So I didn't actually expect that I'd be able to finish off client work earlier and fit in that time for another stream and another drawing session. So I was really happy when I got that done so quickly. So yeah, no, it's been a lovely day. Just freezing at the moment, which I'm not really enjoying, but yeah, I can't really complain. Bolo was lurking for a while, but have to go. I'll be back in 30 minutes or more. Are you Bolo? Like, are you Leo from Poland? Is that you? If not, I'm super sorry. I'm confusing you with someone else then. But yeah, no. Welcome to the stream. It's lovely having you. Definitely need to fix up the flowy lines on this side as well. It's not something isn't working quite right. I'm not sure what it is at the moment, but we'll see. Just talking about it being easier and now I've jinxed myself. Maybe it's not so bad. We'll get there. The whole thing will work out. It always does. Gotta remember you're the creator, not the drawing. Ultimately you decide what happens. But yeah, I've definitely had a few sets of creative projects that tried to tell me they were boss, and yeah, it's definitely not a fun experience when, especially because a lot of those are when you try and push out of your comfort zone, and yeah, it's always hard when you're doing something new and pushing your comfort zone. So, but yeah. One of those was my first ever acrylic painting that I did, which was Alien, and so I finished him finally, and he was supposed to be a practice run really for another painting that I worked on for my mum, and yeah, so I decided that I didn't know how to do clouds. I was going to attempt to do another painting as a practice run to learn how to do clouds. And so that painting ended up being my Alien painting, which just happened to be so fleshed out that it became one of my my actually dedicated paintings. So the practice run ended up being the real thing, which meant that I had to create another practice run to test things on. But yeah, eventually I got there and I learned how to do them properly. And yeah, so I've now started my first oil painting. So my first oil painting is the one that you see in the back over there. And yeah, it's a lot easier for me to work with than the acrylics that I had before, because acrylics, even though acrylics are super great, for what I was trying to achieve, they just weren't blending well. And I wanted something that blended a little bit better. So oils has definitely been a huge step up for me as well. So definitely helps me create in the way that I want to. You do want to, have the medium serve you, not the other way around. You don't want to be constantly fighting it when you're working with it. But yeah, no, for me, definitely that changed as well with when I found oils. So Vinero, nice. Yes, exactly. Is that a Bob Ross emoji that I see over there? is the music too loud for you guys, or is it okay? Because I'm not sure at the moment how it's super loud for me. So, but when I'm looking at it, it looks okay. So just let me know. If it's too loud, I can turn it down if you can't hear me. Do any of you guys actually watch Bob Ross here on Twitch? I'm pretty sure he does stream on Twitch. I've never watched one of his streams though, so I'm not even sure what he's like in his presentations, to be honest. Vineyard, it's good for me. Awesome. That's great. Glad to hear that. Yeah, hopefully I can get her done. Still got a couple of hours that I can stream her for, so she's definitely making really good progress so far. But then I think this one's going to go much faster because she is a drawing that is completely within my comfort zone. So, you know, a couple of the others we've done have been pushing new things for me in some ways. So they were definitely a bit more challenging, particularly the composition. So this one, if I go back, so this one definitely pushed my comfort zone quite a bit because just the angled composition, him being in the foreground, planning all of this out. But yeah, you know, trying to not have the background be too busy, you know, still having the characters be the main focus. So that one is definitely quite challenging for me. This one is obviously a quite different new pose with regards to the piglet. But yeah, this one is definitely well within my comfort zone. I do a lot of, you know, young children in this kind of pose, so it's not going to be anything too difficult for me to achieve. But yeah, I do like being able to push outside of my boundaries and attempt new things, because that's how I grow, and that's how I usually end up pushing into new terrain and become even happier with my progress. So you tend to get quite bored if you draw the same thing over and over. I don't like doing that. Very strange counting music we've got on. Not sure what she's counting down to. Maybe it's vampire invasion. Hopefully not. Or hopefully. Think the world could do with a new rule of different species, to be honest. I love the flowiness of her dress so much. Definitely enjoy adding flows and folds and stuff. Yeah. I'll probably skip this one. It's starting to work on my nerves. All the counting. Now I gotta figure out how I'm going to do that. That back foot of hers. Murders. Alright, I need to hop off sadly though. People coming over suddenly and I need to prepare some snacks and stuff. Have fun here. Looking good, the facial expressions specifically. Oh, well, I hope you enjoy your visit and thank you so much for always supporting my stream so much. I really appreciate you coming and popping in and having a nice chat. But yeah, no, I hope you have a nice rest of your day and thank you for letting me know that it looks alright. Definitely appreciate that. Need to keep it in check and make sure. Haven't had a whole lot of people over at our place this year, definitely. But then it's not really that abnormal a year for me. I think everybody's been having less guests over at the moment. Gonna make that bottom bit a bit darker, so yeah, you can sort of see which is the top and which is the bottom bit and how it flows. I didn't realize when I started this one that the falls were going to be so much fun, but at the moment I'm really loving it. Really enjoying that. Adding them all in. Actually been considering attempting to watercolor a couple of these, at least a couple, if I can, if I have some time for that. I'd love to. Yeah. Just one thing I really noticed some time ago is that artists tend to darken the tips of fingers, and I always wondered why. But since I started applying that to my own work, I realized it really helps, you know, it helps add that definition and understand where, you know, which sides fold in different directions. So it was definitely helpful, I guess. So you've got to make sure I make that pretty dark so we know that it's behind her, it's got a lot more contrast, it's not interfering with the other areas. Don't want any of that happening. So if you guys have any good vampire movie suggestions, please let me know in the chat, because Murders and I were talking earlier about yeah, me not having seen many good vampire movies and not knowing about many, so I'd love to try a couple of your suggestions. If you have any good ones, don't have to worry, I won't judge, because I don't know any myself, so I'll be very open-minded. We were saying earlier how the movie Nosferatu is a good classic to watch, so I need to get that one on my list. Apparently it's quite iconic, like the Frankenstein movie. Obviously it's quite old, but you know, you gotta watch the good classics every now and again. Understand where it all started, what it's all about. Don't think I know too many people who doesn't know the name Nosferatu, so it's worth knowing where that all began. I'm definitely so happy with where her, you know, her shading and everything is going. It's coming along fantastic. Absolutely love drawing hands. It's completely one of my favorite things ever to draw. Still gotta get a tad better at drawing shoes. So I'm just using my my gummy eraser over here. Trying to, I find it very helpful to work in smaller areas with. Gonna start over with the back one as well. Figure out what's going on there. I think we're definitely going to make a good, you know, bunch of progress tonight. We're definitely going to finish her, which is super awesome. I didn't expect that. I'm going to give her a little bit more leathery shoes. Just trying to add those shapes in. Here we go. I think my vampire that I did for last year had a teacup full of, what do you call it? Vampire tea, which essentially is blood. And she was pouring it out. It was going all over the place, so Yeah, no, I really enjoyed doing that one. So this one is for this year's Drawlloween, and I'm so far very happy with where it's headed, so we'll see. See how I feel by the end of it. Usually, once I reach this stage, I don't often end up too disappointed with a drawing, so it's usually at the start that I tend to give up. And lately I've been pushing myself a bit more to not give up on things too quickly and just let them flow. And so a couple of times it's really saved me from, you know, trying a composition that would have been more in my comfort zone and yeah, going with something that's more challenging instead. And at times it does work out. So, you know, you wouldn't know unless you keep pushing. So I'm really happy that I did that. Yeah. I definitely would love to do a vampire cosplay at some point. Haven't really attempted that. But I'd love to have some vampire cosplay tea. That would be super cool. Imagine going to the dentist and wearing vampire cosplay teeth. Especially be good if you book an appointment during Halloween and then you freak them out like that. They probably have seen it all though. The more I draw boots, the more in love I become with them. So it's a bit of at the start I used to be so frustrated because I love adding boots in my scenes, but for the life of me I could not understand how to draw one, and yeah, it really frustrated me. But we've come a bit of a ways since then, so hopefully it shows as well. It's not just me. I'm still so happy that I got my pencils from Kawiko a while back. Still enjoying them a whole heap. There we go. Making her fingers a tiny bit more prominent will definitely help. I'm trying to figure out how I would actually shade that. Gonna add some shadows to show her stride off as well. And just in general where she's heading, and hopefully that helps. Add a little bit more support to her composition as well. I always find it better to add some background or grounding for the character, otherwise you just have them floating around in an empty space. can add some nails with a little more detail to her little marionette over here. So I'm really starting to wonder what I'm going to do for tomorrow's prompt. I'll have to have a decent think about that. The problem is I sort of end up thinking about them overnight at times, and that means I can't go to bed and my mind's too actively thinking of the next one because I'm so excited to get them all done. And I really want to try and come up with a bit of interesting concepts this year as well. I actually really love her hairstyle. It's so wacky. So my mum currently has a crazy hair day at the kindy she works at, and apparently all the staff and all the students are all coming in with crazy hair, so it's been pretty cool. She's been dyeing her hair different colors throughout the week, and they're all very dedicated. Different kinds of hairstyles, hairdos, yeah. It's so crazy. Obviously the younger kids don't really join in, but yeah, definitely the toddlers do, and they all have a whole heap of fun participating in that. But apparently my mum did this one hairstyle one point, and one of the little kids was so terrified she wouldn't come near her anymore. And usually my mum is her favorite person, but this day she absolutely refused to come closer. It was so adorable and sad, obviously, at the same time, but kind of cute. You know, their imaginations do play a lot more on their minds than grown-ups, and it's really cute. Just want something a little bit more relaxing. Haven't really been listening to a whole lot of new music lately. Tend to kind of just listen to things my brother puts on lately, which has been a lot of Jack White and yeah, different kinds of bands like Black Pistol Fire, and yeah. When I'm on my own I listen to my own stuff, of course, but yeah. It's awesome having that in common, being able to share music. It's a nice thing. And my brother and I definitely do have very diverse taste, I guess, which makes it nice, a deep appreciation for music that's quite artistic as well. So that definitely does help. Gives us a lot to talk about and discuss. Need to try and add a little more definition to her eye over here as well. I think I'm going to use the blender to make sure I don't do anything too harsh as well. I really love playing with contrast in the eyes as well. Really helps them come forward a little more realistically. I'm starting to get tired now. Been going for, how long have we been drawing for? So we've done now an hour and a half, but I did a couple of hours earlier today, so I've really pushed it. I will definitely love her collar so much. So I'm playing Fallout 76 lately, and you get to collect all these rare costumes, and there are a couple of Asylum Nurse outfits that I'm trying to collect. So I've got a few, but they're super rare, and everybody likes collecting them. So yeah, it's been reaching a point where I can't find any more. But I'm really after a couple of the different colours of nurse outfits, so I'll keep looking. Hopefully I'll be lucky. I think by the end of this year I'll need to get myself a new sketchbook. I think we'll fill this one up completely by the end of it, and that's really good news. And so I've been looking at, so obviously I love the paper blank sketchbooks, which is what this one is, because they have, I'll show you, they have this drop dead gorgeous foiling on it, and it's actually textured. So they're my absolute favorite. So I've been looking at a couple of new ones. I think there's one called Nocturne, and I think it's, let me quickly have a look. Let's quickly Google it. I think it's it's a black one that I'm after for the next one that I'm doing, and it is called, if I can pull it up here. Some reason it's not loading. So it's called Paper Blanks New Romantics Midnight Rebel, and yeah, so it's gorgeous. It's got this dark look, which I'm really into. So lately I've been collecting everything in black pretty much. I guess I have a little bit of a black phase going on. Whether it's an actual phase or whether it's just what I like now, we'll see, I suppose, over a couple of years. I think everybody tends to try new things and gets bored of them and then goes back to them and tries new things. A bit of a cycle. Yeah, really been decorating everything in my room in wood as well. Enjoying thrifting on local sales for different furniture and stuff. So it can be quite intense though if you're really after something. You have to get up super early in the morning and try and be the first person who gets there, because if you're not, you lose out on a gorgeous piece of antique furniture. But yeah, luckily I've stopped looking because I don't have a lot of space left in my, you know, in my studio or my bedroom to put things in. So I've put a bit of a halt on the furniture hunting for now, which is also good for the bank account. But yeah, definitely is still a fun hobby, and my mom does love sending me stuff all over the place as well, which doesn't help because, you know, I'm trying to be sober and she's sending me all this furniture. So it takes a lot of willpower to say no. But yeah, one of my recent purchases was an antique doll, and I'm absolutely in love with her. I'll be posting her on Instagram at some point soon, but yeah, I think I can quickly grab her and show you guys if you'd love to have a look. So this is the doll that I was talking about. She is super old and super expensive if you don't get a good deal on her. But yeah, I'll put her over here and you can see her up close. She is absolutely gorgeous. Obviously she is very, very old, so her dress is quite tattered as well. But yeah, no, she has a little backpack over here, if you can see, and I'd love to collect some mini brush sets and put them in her little bag for her. But yeah, she is one of my most prized doll possessions that I have. I've heard a couple of people say that dolls are super creepy to them. To me, I don't find them creepy. I find them endearing. But I used to have this a shelf of dolls staring at me in my room when I was a kid. So I guess I got quite used to being stared at when I went to sleep. Honestly, never found that scary as a kid, having all these dolls looking down on me. After all, they were my friends, so. But yeah, you can. I feel like pieces of clothing tend to freak you out more late at night when you don't know what they are. I think we're just about nearing the end of her progress here. So I'll be doing another stream tomorrow as well. If you guys would like to pop in at a different time as well, I'll also be streaming same time tomorrow. So if you're keen to keep me company tomorrow as well, you're free to pop in and say hello. Also, if you guys are drawing alongside me in the stream, you're welcome to tag your artwork, post it on Instagram and tag it with hashtag #DrawWithNeka. I frequently check the hashtag and share the artwork on my Instagram stories, and also means I get to see what you guys are creating. But yeah, it's awesome. I've had a couple of people say on stream that they have joined me on my Drawlloween challenge, so it'd be awesome if we could all, you know, spark that creativity together. All of us join in. There must be quite a couple of artists joining this thing this year. I definitely saw, I think it's about, I think if I remember correctly, it's about 1,000 comments on the post that shared the announcement, and that's a whole lot of people, you know, knowing about it. Obviously, not all of them would be taking part as well, but you know, I'm sure there's quite a few that would. So for you guys who aren't familiar with Drawlloween, it's a drawing challenge hosted by Mab Graves, the artist, and it runs every single year. And so it's a set of prompts that you have to complete every day of October. But because she releases the list of prompts early, you can start them ahead of time in September, as I am doing now. But yeah, if you want to, you can definitely take part in that. It's for all kinds of skill levels. It's not a competition. It's just a fun drawing event where everybody gets to see what the others create. So that's the most, I guess, most exciting part about it. You know, you're making something, and other people are coming up with their own concepts and their own styles and their own ways, and essentially everybody is drawing the same thing every day of October, but you're all creating these completely different pieces, and I find it fascinating to watch. You know, so many interpretations you can come up with, and oftentimes I look at other people's work and go, oh my goodness, how did I not think of that? But then, you know, you come up with things that they don't, and vice versa. So, and that's the beautiful thing about art, you know, it's all so unique to everybody. You can't replace art. It's so individual, it's so unique to everybody, really. That's why I find it so sad when people give up and go thinking that they're not good enough to make art, and that there is no place for them creating art because their work's not good enough. Because you have something that nobody else has. You offer a different style, you offer a sense of you that no one else can create, you know. And so it's just important to try and cultivate whatever that is. Obviously everybody does need practice, but it doesn't matter, you know, even the best of artists all need practice, all feel like they have days where they're not good enough. I mean, sometimes I see my favorite artists posting that they've had this slump and they're not feeling like they're good enough, and I'm thinking like, well, you know, you're so good. Why would you even think that? You're amazing. You can do anything. But yeah, they do. We all feel that way. And it's okay. I think in general, some of the times when you feel the most self-critical are actually the times when you're about to have a growth spurt. And I was on Siren's stream. So Siren is a digital artist as well. And I was on her stream while she was chatting with someone else, a different artist, and they were talking about how, you know, in general we tend to become very self-critical right before we have a growth spurt. And I thought that it was interesting because I had actually noticed that in my own journey, and then to have them reaffirm that for themselves as well was fascinating. So I think I'm gonna give it some side ones as well, because otherwise it doesn't really make a whole bunch of sense. Why those would be cropping up like that. I'm gonna try and give it a bit of droop so that you can tell that they are being lifted. There we go, that works a little better. And now if I elongate this flap downwards, be a bit more noticeable that it's pulling upwards. Need to line that up a tiny bit more. There we go. Just pull that one up like that. There we go. Now it definitely looks a lot more like, you know, like she is picking him up. Lifting him, like he's got some weight to those wings, which is helpful. Yeah, I definitely love to build my very own bat marionette. I think that's an awesome project to start. My mum is absolutely insane at tackling any handmade project. So many times I've had these really wacky ideas and been thinking, look, I really want this thing, and my mum would be like, oh, let's go make you one. And she just has this ability to, you know, I don't know, she can come up with the planning stages of something so well and just be able to pull anything off that she sets her mind to. It's so incredible to see and watch that. I'm really not a very hands-on person myself, so for me it feels extremely daunting when, you know, I'm trying to work with you know, needlework and wood materials and all that kind of thing. You know, I've perfected my my own talents within certain boundaries, but as soon as you step aside out of that, things become quite daunting. And so yeah, no, I love watching how she works and learning from her and that kind of thing. And I hope I can get better at that as well, just applying, you know, essentially it's about courage and willpower. You know, if you've got a lot of courage to tackle something new, it really shows. And you can set your mind to something and achieve a lot more than you think you can. Obviously, I don't think I can achieve anything that she can, but probably can achieve more than I give myself credit to. It's like some of the songs are basically almost, you barely hear them. And then others are so loud I have to turn the volume down. It's crazy. So I think I need to make that a little more solid so you know which part is the wood and which part is her finger. There we go. Darken that up a tiny bit more. She looks super happy. I would be too if I got to play with a super cool bat marionette like him. Yeah. I almost forgot I need to add the cobwebs to my my painting over here at some point, and I forgot I still need to get that done. I haven't planned that out yet. So I'm thinking of streaming a couple of paintings later this year as well. I just turn that music down, it seems to go a little bit loud in this one. There we go, just add a little bit more depth to her dress. I'm really so happy with yeah, with how her dress turned out in the end. She's looking all vampire-y. Wasn't feeling very happy with the original composition I had for her, so I wasn't sure if I'd ultimately enjoy the end product or whether it would be a bit of a, you know, touch and go kind of thing for me. But I'm definitely starting to, you know, starting to see it all come together now, so I'm happy. It's always difficult to understand when a drawing's actually essentially done and complete. I mean, you can start to overwork a piece if you go too far, but at times if you stop too early, you miss out on, you know, adding a bit more detail, adding a bit more definition and that kind of thing. And so it's a bit of a guessing game, but some pieces I like to leave more, less refined than others, and work some more than some. But for this one, I definitely don't want to go too refined with her. Don't want to tighten her up too much, but I do feel like, you know, adding a bit more flow to that dress of hers is helping, and yeah. I think when I get off, I'm gonna Google some good vampire movies and see which ones we could have a look at. So Murders and I were discussing Nosferatu earlier, so I'll definitely add that one to my list, being a classic. But yeah, if you guys have suggestions of some other good vampire movies, I'd love to know in the chat, because need to expand my repertoire, so to speak. I always wonder what a vampire would look with braces on. Be meaning to try and tackle that as a drawing concept as well. So hopefully in the near future I can give that a go. I have to have a bit of an earlier night tonight, and you get up at a decent time tomorrow, and so I'm nice and fresh for a new set of drawings. Yeah, I definitely did not want to make that as thick as I did just then. I'll remove that and play around with it a tiny bit more. I think we've got a couple of issues with her eyebrow on the right side there. Trying to figure out what they are, but not ruin it altogether. So I'm going to start working my way through her hair with the blender so that I can get a bit of a darker contrast going. So I actually, funnily enough, only really work with the one pencil tone. You can, if you want to, incorporate different pencil tones as well. I just don't find that a convenient part of my process, I guess, so I don't tend to really pay attention to that. But you can if you want to, and it's really helpful actually. Have done it at times if I really needed that extra bit of darkness. You know, I'd work with a different grade of pencil. But for this one, I've just used the one and it's been sufficient. So, yeah. So just going and smoothing that out a little more. I'll go back in and add the texture back in, but this really helps to emphasize that smoothness that I have going with her hair. Since she's obviously a vampire and she has a really neat hairstyle, I want that to come across, and this is a good way to help that flow a tiny bit better. I also want to add some more contrast to her shoes, make that pop out a tiny bit more, so I'll add that to them as well. Everywhere I want some additional contrast, I'll give that a shot. IELTS Hill, hey, how are you? Welcome back to the stream. It's nice seeing you again. We've been working on my vampire today, so this is continuing the Drawlloween prompt that I'm working on. And so today we are attempting a little vampire. We've essentially almost finished her. But yeah, I'll be streaming, I'll stream again tomorrow during the daytime hours if you check the schedule. And I'll also be streaming again same time tomorrow night. If you've missed the stream this time round and can't make tomorrow's for whatever reason, you're welcome to check back then. How's your day been, IELTS Hill? Have you had a busy day? Hope it's good busy. that blender definitely helped reach a new range of depth here. So now I can yeah, play around with some more line work, make things pop a little bit better, which is what we're after. I watched Miss Peregrine's House of Peculiar Creatures recently, and I really loved that. I've been drawing a couple of the characters, and I really want to draw all of them at some point. But so yeah, I drew. I think it's Miller Nillings or Nullings. So I drew him, and I really want to draw the girl with the iron gothic boots as well. So I'll attempt to fit that in once Drawlloween is over. I've got so much that I want to get to that I just don't have time for, really. Keep saying I'll do this once Drawlloween's done, that once Drawlloween's done, but really you always have a new project on the go, and something that gets prioritized over it, I guess. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys watching and joining me on the stream. It's awesome having you all here. Please feel free to introduce yourselves and let me know where you found out about the stream for the first time, and where you're from. I'd love to know if you make art yourself, or if you're a gamer. So I'm just going to go back over where I've blended her boots and add some more texture in there. I always love playing around with contrast and shading, and just yeah, attempting to explore the different layers of everything.